Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our first guest for this morning is Dr. Geraldine Tan from the Therapy Room. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning from Orchard. It's cloudy today.
Yeah, it's not raining. It's not raining. Who said it's going to rain today?
I did. Afternoon.
In the afternoon?
After 12, yes.
Good.
After 12.
I'll have a nice nap this afternoon.
Yeah, it's meant to go on until tomorrow morning, so look out for some rain.
Many people need to sleep today, by the way, because of the Deepavali celebrations.
It felt like a super long weekend, didn't it? It felt like really long to me.
Really?
Yeah. Is it not to you guys?
Not really.
Oh,
Not
okay.
really.
Well,
Our
maybe
poor
I'll
Shalini has not slept in 4 days.
Yeah.
So she, for one, needs to sleep this afternoon.
Have a nice, I'm sure you have lots of leftover food. Have a nice big breakfast and lunch when you get home, and you'll be asleep all day. So, Dr. Jerry, today, authentic conversations is what we're talking about.
Yes, authentic conversations. It is more difficult than we think it is.
What do you mean authentic
What do
conversation?
you mean by that? Yeah, what do you mean?
Okay. So when do you really have an honest conversation? Have you ever thought about it? When have you been really, really honest? Because a lot of people say, with my family, with my friends. And then when you probe them and you ask them, do you tell them everything? So it depends on what you define as honest, right? So do you tell them everything? No, I'm worried that they are worried for me, or they are bothered.
But is having an honest conversation opening up, or does it just mean telling the truth? Because it doesn't necessarily mean digging very, very deep, right?
Yeah, so that's a question for everybody to think about. What is an authentic conversation? Because an authentic conversation is supposed to showcase your personality. It is, for you to be aligned with your own values, I suppose. For you to not be pressured to be doing anything, or to be manipulated. So at least that is what being authentic is.
But these days, it's so difficult to be authentic, because sometimes when you're too authentic, right, you get cancelled.
Yeah, or you get judged very quickly.
People cancel you.
Yeah.
Really?
That's true.
Yeah.
So how?
The flip question would be, when do we put on a show? When do we have scripts? When do we feel we need to withhold, perhaps, or restrain? Maybe not even telling a lie. So telling a lie is quite, straightforward, right?
Yeah.
But it comes in that whole package also. Because some people would say telling a white lie is necessary. So I've heard this many times. And I think many of us also do that, right? We tell white lies so as not to hurt another person.
Okay.
Yep.
Really? Ooh, okay.
And suddenly, after everybody's got like the Deepavali food coma, I put everybody to the task of reflecting and thinking,
No, which is why I just want to say, you know how difficult it is to be a radio presenter these days?
Because you can't have an authentic conversation?
No, it's just that you need to think.
Of course.
Think before you say anything.
I think that's for anyone. Everyone needs to think before they say.
All
but
right.
ours is more specific because the audience is a lot bigger.
Especially these days.
Yes.
Yeah. Also these days.
It's I remember like 10 years ago, I could just go on air and say anything I wanted.
You wanted, yeah. Nowadays.
These days,
you be cancelled.
no, I still think, for me, right? It's different. If you guys say something, you'll be cancelled immediately.
Oh,
true.
But for me,
He has a
people are used to. They're still waiting for me to say things that most people get cancelled for.
So it's more difficult for us then.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it is. I think it is.
For you guys,
Okay.
no chance whatsoever.
Okay.
Yeah.
For me, I'll have 3 chances.
Oh, not 9 lives.
I think so. Anyway, we'll continue to talk to Jerry on the Big Show TV. It is.
So, Dr. Jerry, when do we actually have honest conversations?
When do we have honest conversations? Well, I don't know. I was thinking about it. When do we really have honest conversation? If we think about Perhaps, I know many parents love to do the pillow talk, and the children tend to share a lot at that point in time. Some people say when you're drunk. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
For some.
Yeah.
For some people.
I'm super honest when I'm drunk. Just tell it like it is, yeah.
Yeah, I do know like the people with ADHD always have this issue. They just blurt out things and they go, oops, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend. But that's something that I think.
I think when you're angry as well and having an argument, that's when people are super
really
honest, right?
Because
you come to that point where like you're done with that particular situation and everything just gets blurted out.
Maybe not even honest, more hurtful.
Yeah, but I mean,
just want to hurt you. Then you say something.
There's no filter, right?
I don't know whether that is being authentic. If we look at, align with your values, I'm not sure then, angry talk is actually aligned to any of our values.
Actually, I think there is a difference. Notice you are using the word honest. She is using the word authentic.
Yeah.
I feel like when we talk about honest, when we use the word honest, it's conversations we have with people we are more familiar with. When you talk about authentic conversations, it could be, while you're out there.
True.
Meeting someone for the very first time. How authentic are you? Or meeting someone for the second time or third time, not knowing the person that well.
So you're saying honest and authentic are not the same thing?
To me, an authentic conversation is showing interest. It's being interested in what the person has to say, carrying that conversation on, getting involved in that conversation.
Yeah,
that's an authentic conversation.
It's almost like in my mind, I feel like if I'm speaking to a family member, then there's no question. I am more likely to be honest with that person.
Yeah.
But if I were to meet someone for the very first time, or maybe I've just met the person not too long ago,
and you really get on with them,
then I'm like, okay, how authentic my conversation's going to be with this person.
How open how much do you want to reveal
before I get to being really honest with the person? Is there
Jerry?
a difference?
I love it because, you just show two different personalities. So FD's value is when I'm with the person, I want to engage with the person. And that's him being authentic. And then for Glenn, right, is how much do I want to reveal to the other person?
how authentic do you want to be? And that's not to say you're lying. You're just like you're having certain sections of your life that you're revealing.
Correct.
And you're holding back certain things.
But still, I don't know you well enough for me to be completely authentic with you.
But Jerry, because we hold things back, it doesn't mean we're not being authentic.
So that's why it's so difficult. So when I was doing this piece, right, it was like, what really is authentic? It's actually more difficult than we think. Everybody say, oh, be authentic, and they spew it out like, it's just water. But then when you really sit and think about it, what is authentic? Where you can showcase your values, where you can showcase your personality. And I was just thinking about the four of you, and four of you have four distinct personalities that comes out on radio. And how come it can come out on radio so beautifully to all the listeners? You see, it's all of you being very authentic. So there are some show people that really do show. That means I put on a show, but off stage, off camera, off radio, I'm a different person.
So what are the benefits of being authentic or being real? Like you said, we are being real when we open our mouths on radio, right?
Yes. One, I love this one. You won't be manipulated. So that's why the banter between the four of you is so funny. Because
so cute,
none of you will yield, you see. None of you will be manipulated, and you stand your ground. So that's being authentic, and that openness with each other. So the openness and honesty with each other. I don't like you means I don't like you. I don't like your opinion. Okay, so be it, So then it brings us to like the integrity. So you do things with integrity. We know we can trust you. So you bring forth that trustworthiness.
Is that what being authentic is about? Telling someone you don't like their opinion when you really don't like their opinion?
Yeah, so that's one of the things that we do need to be ready when somebody, when you ask for an authentic opinion and you want to be authentic, so you do need to be prepared that any opinion can go either way, and it may not be aligned to your values.
So you got to be able to dish it and take it.
Yes. So if you want to ask, like, what is someone's opinion, or even the simple question, how are you? So FD said, right, he wants to stay there and engage. If you ask somebody cursorily, how are you, as a matter of courtesy, and then you want to turn your back and walk, then don't ask the question.
Yes.
That's
That's
true.
really for sure.
That you would call someone being inauthentic because you're just asking it for, as you said, for show, without waiting for the answer.
Oh, how are you? You know, and then you walk past the person. Then why are you asking the question? You're not ready and not prepared.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
So if
for
you're
example,
not prepared to receive the answer, then don't ask the
ask
question.
yeah, like over the years, we've met many celebrities, right? Many celebrities, and we know immediately whether that person is authentic or not.
That is true. That is true.
That is
Straight
very
off.
true. Very true.
Yeah.
So authenticity is being interested in what the other person has to say as well.
Oh, well, you might not be interested, and being authentic can be, or I really don't have the time now, but I would want to, sit with you or chat with you, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's about being real.
Yeah.
I think it's real. It's about being real.
Be real.
Sometimes
Isn't there an app like that?
No, don't. Anyone who says I'm real is actually
It's
not.
actually not. Yeah. No, if anyone says, if I can be really honest, usually it's not.
Yeah. No, I don't mean it that way. I mean, knowing yourself that you are being real.
Yeah.
You don't have to say it.
Exactly.
Just know it.
No, we're saying those that specifically say it
It's a
usually are
waste of
not.
time.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because everybody should be real anyway.
If only.
Yeah,
The whole
so it's
keeping it real. It's like
it's a
so
concept.
80s.
80s. But you can be real and be nice at the same time.
Yeah, you can be.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
you got to
you
be
don't have to-
tactful.
Yeah, you don't have to
Yeah,
be.
No,
mean.
when I'm real, I'm not nice. I'm gonna let you
two
guys
different
know this first.
Okay, wait, do traffic
Okay, stand
first.
by.
Huh?
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is award-winning psychologist, Dr. Geraldine Tan. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Jerry. We're talking about authenticity and having authentic conversations. Just what are the benefits of being real or authentic?
So we were talking about, being open, not being so easily manipulated, being trustworthy. Because when you're authentic, you are trustworthy and you trust the other person, because it's always a mirror when you interact with people, right? So you would trust the other person. You're not judging the other person. You're accepting of whatever that they say, whether it is aligned with your opinion or not aligned with your opinion. It also gives you more confidence, because you know yourself, you know what your values are, so you're more inclined to do what you set out to do rather than doubting yourself, because you're not putting on the show.
There's something that I noticed you said for the second time, not easily manipulated.
Yeah.
I don't get that. So why do you say that?
Because if you know your values, and you're not doubtful of yourself, you would do the right thing, or you would do what is aligned with your values. And someone else cannot tell you, oh, go and steal something, go and take something, go and do something that is against your value, if you know what you want to do.
But some people have too many values, see? Then it's very hard to work with them. So for me, right, it's like, manipulate me, please. It's like I know how much I
Yeah.
can be manipulated, right? But if it's for the good of everyone, why
Then
not?
why not? Yeah.
Because some people you say, okay, I will not
Be manipulated.
manipulated.
I cannot change.
because I have this. I have all
Yeah.
these values and principles and all that. It makes it very difficult as well. That person will be labeled a difficult person.
And they're not quite being
Flexible.
with,
Exactly.
with their ways.
Adaptable.
Is that true, Dr. Jerry?
Being authentic doesn't mean that you're rigid. That's very different. So what you're saying is that you have a certain set of values. However, when the need arises, you're flexible enough. You're still being authentic with yourself because you are giving permission. You're not letting someone else take the power from you and say, do it. You're saying that I want to do it because I want to and not because you tell me to.
I want to ask a question. A very important thing these days is being politically correct. And many times authenticity comes into conflict with being politically correct. How do we deal with that?
When you do things with integrity, when you are able to trust that your decision is right, and you do it with full understanding why you're doing it, not because someone else is telling you to, but even when you are doing something that is politically correct, you're trying not to rock the boat or not to offend anyone, and that is something that you want to ensure to keep the harmony, so it's still aligned with your what you want.
All right,
Yeah.
let's continue this conversation on the Big Show TV. In the meantime.
I think when you're saying about the politically correct, right? So if you know what your values are, you know what you want to do, you do it with less resentment. So there's definitely less stress.
Okay.
What's that sound?
Yeah, there's some
Are
sound
you
coming from
fighting
you.
with your
Are you
microphone?
moving your hand across the desk or something, or knocking your hand on the desk?
Maybe.
Yeah. What's
What
that
are they
sound?
gonna
Yeah, that's
say
that noise.
That's empty. That was empty.
Tapping the table.
Yeah, you cannot tap the table because we hear it in our microphone.
Somebody, where's that sound?
I feel like you're playing drums.
It's like an earthquake.
Oh no, sorry.
No,
It's
no
okay.
worries.
It's okay. Now you
because
know.
of that, we'll kick you out.
Yeah, we got to.
Wait, what? Is it
It's
time already?
8:20 already.
my God.
That's what we
Follow
said
my-
to say goodbye
Oh, yeah.
on air.
That's right.
It's okay. It's
okay.
okay. Let's
Your-
give you a
your
quote
signs
and then
mean
I
nothing.
will.
That's why I know.
Okay, quote.
Quote, okay.
Yes, quote.
Okay.
Okay.
And Nelson Mandela said, if you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart.
Oh,
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Like that.
Right, very nice.
Okay, I'll see all of you next week then.
Thank you
Okay,
very
Dr.
much,
Jerry.
Jerry.
Thanks for that.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.